Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today, we're reading for March 25th, 26th, and 27th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, you know that I'm going to use my Radley Valentine deck. Here's my Angel Tarot cards for the main reading. I will pull in my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle deck, and I'll pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, for the introduction, which this is the introduction, I will use my Waite Rider, and I will pull one, maybe more, from my Osha Zen Tarot cards. I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. But remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. So nothing is really retrograde right now. So you would think that things would be really calm. Oh, by the way, I am an intuitive psychic. An intuitive channeler, I would say. I open myself to higher power. My job is just to deliver the message. So like all the planets, especially for Mars, everything in Mars, the planets are all going direct. Most of February, all of Mars, and then most of April until the 28th. The planets have all been going direct. So you would think, well, that's okay. That's pushing forward. Well, the thing is, the planets get close to each other. You know, we've talked a little bit about Venus and Mars, and the one I didn't really talk about too much, and this has been going on since, I would say, the beginning of March, I think until the 27th, is that Neptune in Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces, and Mercury in Pisces. Well, Neptune and Pisces have been, pretty close together, and then Mercury and Pisces, they've all gotten very, very close, especially, I would say, maybe the 23rd through the 26th, and they're all in Pisces. And, Neptune is very dreamy, very, which really works well with Pisces. Jupiter is hopeful, thing of, great fortune, good luck, which also works well with Pisces. Mercury's a little bit of the troublemaker, but he's kind of like, okay, I'm just going to go along with it. I want things to happen. I want wonderful things. Let's move with that too. The thing is, though, they're getting very close together at this point. And like all roommates, it's kind of like, visitors and fish. After 3 days, they start to stink, need to move out. Anyway, Mercury's getting a little antsy. We've all been, and Mercury is about communication, and it's like, okay, I want wonderful things, but I'm really getting very stressed, and I'm not hearing what I want. I'm not, things aren't developing the way I want them to develop. And on the 27th, I move into Aries, and Aries is going to make things happen for me. So Mercury has some really interesting things. Mercury in Aries, communication, electronics, still going direct. But it's really going to be a little bit more powerful. So Mercury will get messages out. We might hear messages. We might have some communication. I don't know. Could we have communication problems? Well, we've got all those solar storms that are happening, so that could happen too. So it's just a very interesting time. And then next week, we've got some stuff with Aries, Saturn, and a little bit further down, Mars in with Saturn also. So I kind of feel like we might have with Venus, this is for next week, or the beginning of the week, so if I don't talk about it, I kind of feel like Venus in their conjunction with Saturn, and they're all in Aquarius. Remember, I feel like there could be some revelations on the relationship side, and there could be some trust issues going on. So we'll see what happens with that. But this time, just your communication, like I said, on the 27th, Mercury goes into Aries. It's going to be a little bolder. It's going to be more, upfront. And right now, Mercury, Neptune, and Jupiter and Neptune, they're kind of like, hey, chill. And Mercury's just like that little grain of sand in your shoe. That really is just bothering the heck. So I feel some not anxiety, I feel some agitation. I just feel like, come on already. Okay, let's see what we have going on. I have been shuffling my Waite Rider, or my Rider-Waite cards. And it was interesting, I was doing this yesterday, and I kept pulling up the same cards, which were rather, I don't know, disturbing or liberating. So let's see if we pull out the same cards. I won't tell you what they were, But let's see if I do pull out the same cards. So what's happening for the universe? What can we talk about with the universal energies? Here we are. Glasses so I can see. Take a moment. Please like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell for notifications. Got that out of the way. So I'll say it again at the end too. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. And remember, like I said, this is the introduction. I will put a timestamp in the description so you can bypass if you're ascending, rising, moon, Mars, Mercury, who did I miss? Venus, any of those that you know, in your natal charts, if you have those in there. Okay, let's see what we've got going. First card is, well, that one kept coming up yesterday too. The Hermit. The Hermit, and my nose is itching. The Hermit is a 9. 9 has, you have all the information you need. Wrap it up. Let's get things done. The Hermit is about taking a step back, is about, again, I'm always going to be talking about connecting with your higher power. This is a major arcana card, and whenever you see the major arcana card, it's a very spiritual card, and it's to kind of wake you up to what might be needed to be doing. Okay, the Hermit is, the Hermit's not a crazy person hiding in a cave. The Hermit is taking a step back, looking for his light, looking for his guide, looking for what is my next step, where am I supposed to be going. Connecting again, meditating, praying with the higher power, guardian angels, whoever that is for you. So let's see our next card. Okay, I like this one. This showed up a couple of times yesterday, but not a whole lot, not as much as the Hermit did. The King of Pentacles. Now, you know that whenever I talk about the court cards, they all have underlying energies. Page's underlying energy is Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Knight's underlying energy is fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Cup's underlying energy is, so that was the Knight. Queen's underlying energy is Cups, which is your Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And then we have King's underlying energy, which is Sword or Air, which is Aquarius. So that, that might be going on for next week. But it's also Gemini, and it's also Libra. So we have the underlying energy is our air energy. It is very focused, very much planning. Air energy is making your plans, seeing the pathway, seeing what you need to do. Very, very linear type of thinking, but very brilliant type of thinking. Pentacles, though, so this is a king that really can see what the next steps are. But Pentacles is that earth energy, again, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And that is about your, your money, your job, your career. The King of Pentacles is could be a very professional person. It could be a person in leadership, a person that has to deal with money. It could also be a subject matter expert. So there's something going on between the two here, the Hermit and then the King of Pentacles. Not quite sure where we're at with this. But the King of Pentacles does provide for many. Okay, next card is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor was also there a lot yesterday, too. The Emperor is, again, a major arcana. It is a 4. 4 has a, basically, it is leadership, organization. It also has some stability to it. Now, the Emperor has a couple of different types of feel. The Emperor and the King, okay, you would think of them as peers, but the Emperor has a little bit more of a power, has more power. The Emperor has, a lot of times to me, is more of the masculine side of the divine, of the source. Now, the Empress brings a lot of the feminine side, and the Emperor brings a lot of that masculine side. There is ruler here. There is a very sharpness. There is a very much a judgmental energy here, but yet at the same time it is based upon understanding too. So there's something going on this weekend. These two, this one is about money. This could be a doctor, lawyer. This could be somebody also in politics. It could also be a subject matter expert. This one, I get a very ruling type of energy. We have the Hermit. The Hermit has to step away. The Hermit has to connect to higher power. I am feeling like I need to pull 2 more cards, so let's see what else we might have. Sneaky Snake did come up a couple of times yesterday. Not a whole lot. I would get more of the Seven of Swords, but Five has change energy. This is sneaky snake. This is kind of watch out. Not everybody can be trusted. This one came up a lot, the Three of Pentacles. This was provision. Three has power. Three has, the power of three. It's also celebration, creativity. This was getting provision, but this was going to ask for provision, and somebody that was in authority, possibly the Pentacles or the King of Pentacles or the Emperor, was providing. But this was provision. But there was sneaky snake. Sneaky snake, we just got to watch out for that because there's things going on. And this could go into what I was talking about the next week, where I'm saying that there could be some trust issues. Okay, next card is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, very powerful, very positive, very much I am going into a better place. And again, Knight's underlying energy is fire, so it's passionate. And Cups is our water energy. So it's also very fluid, but it's also very powerful in its I want what I want, what I want. Okay, so the cards I've been looking for did not pop up, so I'm really happy with that. Let's see what we have, though. These three did come up a lot. This one came up a lot, too. The Seven of Swords was the one that was really, really coming up, and I kind of feel like the Seven of Swords is sneaky snake a little bit on steroids. It's a little bit more. It's like this one's just kind of waiting and seeing, and again, sneaky, 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 where the Seven was very actively sabotaging. So, didn't come up. I'm okay with that. So let's go on here and see what we have to see. Awareness. Guilt. That one kept coming up. Maturity. I like them. They are all reversed. Reversed has a stronger energy to me, so let's pay more attention. The awareness. Now we are into Aries season. We have passed that time with the veil, with spring. Now it was interesting. I know this is just one of those anecdotal information, but it is interesting that in the Julian calendar, March 25th was the day of the equinox. So just to say. So here we have a 7. 7 has the divine umbrella, divine intervention, divine interference. This is an awareness. This is, and remember, I look at Osha Zen Tarot more as words of advice. So this is to increase our awareness. This is to break out of our cocoons. This is to leave the shadows behind. And as this veil, as this, whatever this is, membrane is being pulled apart, leaving behind the dark energy, the dark, the anxiety, the guilt. And if you look, the person has peace. And the person the person actually appears to be, just to be like, okay, I have a better understanding. Now, we have 8. 8 has unlimited opportunities, unlimited possibilities, but this is all about guilt. So what is it that we're going to be feeling? What is it we're going to be finding out? Well, who is it? Is there going to be someone that's going to be very guilty? Is it ourselves? Is it someone in the universe? But this is guilt. This is racking our brain. This would be kind of not necessarily your 9 of Swords, where 9 of Swords is just kind of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But this has that guilt energy. This has that, that looking back, looking at past deeds, looking at how we've come to where we've come to, and just not necessarily liking how our path was. We can change our path. We can change our where we are going, how we are connecting. Guilt. If you learn from guilt, or if you learn from situations that have stimulated your guilt, you will know then that guilt then becomes a useless emotion that you really need to not carry with you. But that's if you've learned from it. And yet, we have the next card, which is maturity. It does not have a number, which actually helps to tell us that we do learn. We do learn. So we've got some interesting energies. I'm very happy that we didn't get the energies that I was reading yesterday, because it was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with this one? And it was just an interesting read. So these are the things, basically, look around, come out into the light, see what actually is happening. Let let this guilt leave. It's only trying to hold you back. You can see these little hands are trying to really, keep this, whoever it is, it's trying to hold on to. So these, and remember, we're in the waning part of the moon, so it is a good time to release. There are flowers, there's a beauty beyond the guilt. And here we go into maturity, which means we are spiritually growing up, spiritually connecting. It's not just in our age per se, but it's in our spirituality that we need to, we need to do the connection. We need to basically come to a point where we know that many things we can't control. Some things we can. We can control how we react. And, sometimes we just need to take some deep breaths and say, this is what it is, and what am I supposed to do while I'm in this? So, interesting stuff. The cards I was looking for did not pop up, so I'm very happy about that, though it did mean that there was going to be something that was changing quite dramatically, and that's okay too, as long as it was in the positive. Okay, which it was, so that was a good thing too. Anyway, I will, hopefully this means something. I go back to this the most. We need to step back. We need to reconnect, but we also need to, regroup a little bit ourselves. Watch out for sneaky snake. Don't worry so much about the money situation. There will be provision. It might not be necessarily what we want. And remember, this is new opportunity. Nights are also new opportunities, but this is new opportunities in romance, also in love, and in passion, and in things that we find important. Okay? Okay. So why don't we start our readings, but again, to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We'll start now. And hello to my Aquarians. How are you, my darlings? Well, let's see what we've got here. I'm kind of feeling like, I'm feeling dancing and moving and floating and fairy tale type of energy around you. That could be for this weekend. It could be for next weekend. It feels very wonderful. I love it. It's just it could be for this weekend because there's a lot of the things, or, the Pisces thing that I was talking about. It's dreamy. It's having hope. It's having positive, like, yes, things are working out. Maybe not now, but again, it's like there's hope. There's hope there for you. All right, so let's go on and see what we have here. Yeah, it's when I start to have the songs come to me. I don't want to tell you what it was because it was just a little dreamy, kind of waltzy type of song, and it just, just could see people in beautiful dresses, very loving, love the energy, very romantic also. So I don't know my Aquariuses who's out there, but it could be meeting with somebody, or a renewal or a resurgence of a old love, or an existing love. So I just felt this very loving, wonderful energy around you. So let's go on. These two are reversed. First card is the Queen of Earth. Now the Queen of Earth, Queen's underlying energy is water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Earth is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So we have that emotional intensity of the Cancer energy, the water energy, and yet we have the practicality and the get to business of the Earth energy here. Queens stand in her power. The Queen of Earth, looks upon her household, looks upon her, her immediate environment, and says, I can do better, or I want more for this, but then also provides for the people that are around her. The Queen of Earth shows her love in practical measures, okay? So it's kind of like there is this romantic, loving energy, but it is being shown, it is being demonstrated in the practical manner. So it's kind of like, I can tell you that, I love you very, very much, but if I just go off and do my own thing, that's not really showing you. But if I provide, if I make a wonderful dinner, if I provide a beautiful household, that shows, that shows my commitment. That shows my love. So there is kind of that love language with the Queen of Earth, and I'm kind of not sure where we're going, but I'm not trying to get in the way. There is this love language where and it may be that you need this. Maybe you need this. You need it to be shown to you more than told to you. Or maybe you need to show it to whoever it is in your life more than you need the words, okay? Because the commitment is there, that Cancer is there, and the earth energy is all about, I need, like show me, okay? So let's see. Thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. So it's kind of, it feels like this is more of a time of actions and deeds than actually but I love you type of energy. Okay, next card is the Moon. So we have a 1-8, 1 new beginnings, 10 transition, 8 unlimited opportunities. We have the Moon, Archangel Heniel. There are things hidden. There is, the Moon, we only see one side, no matter what phase it is. Now, we are in the waning side of the Moon, so that is a good time to release and relinquish. It is a good time to clean out your closets, your emotional closets, also some of that gunk. It's, and I'm kind of feeling like some of that might have been keeping you from demonstrating. They're demonstrating whatever the Queen of Earth is trying to put forth. Like there could be a block with that, so you have to kind of dig deep a little bit, look and see what it is that you might have hidden. And it's kind of like going back to the home thing, it's kind of like looking for an article of clothing. You just don't know where it is, and then you decide to go through all of that, that table of clean clothes. Maybe it's time to sort my clothes, and then you find it. Of course, it's the last place you looked, and you've gotten all the other cleaning done, but then you find it. So it's kind of, I do think that this is one of those weekends to dig deep, look at what is keeping you, what is blocking relationships, and relationships can be even work relationships. So there could be a work relationship that you're like, I don't know what it is. I bring my skills, I do my work, I do what I need to do, but I always seem to be I always find myself in a same situation. Maybe different people, but the situation's the same, and it's not necessarily where and what I want to be at. So I'm kind of like saying, do some soul searching, look deep into you to see where that block is. Now, saying that, I'm not saying that that block is your responsibility, but by identifying it, you can then move it along, and then you can go back to what it is you're really searching for. So this, and I'll tell you this, my Aquarius, is this weekend seems to be very strong for all of the signs in different ways. So, I would take a look at my rising, ascending, moon, Venus, all of the, Mercury, Mars, anything that is really part of your natal chart, okay? Because there's all different things going on, but they seem to be very deep and very, some are very spiritual. So the Moon, Archangel Heniel, 18, important psychic insight. So there is, use your intuition, of course. Events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. Your next card, reversed, 3 of Water. I love the 3 of Water. So water in itself is, again, our Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid and emotional. 3, so we have a 1-8-3-3-8-1. 3s are powerful in that you say something, you do something 3 times, that it makes it that much stronger, the energies. It's also celebration. It's also creativity. The 3 of Water is a good outcome, is a positive outcome. It is kind of like whatever this is that was hidden, you figure it out, and it's a release. It's a release. I kind of get the thing like, like when there's the dam in the water and it needs to like release. It's like, it needs to release, so that this is a release that's a little bit more controlled. And it's like a spiritual lifting also as this thing releases. So, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. The need to have more fun. I like that for you too. I think, my Aquarius is, you get very task-oriented. You get very duty oriented, and sometimes the duty isn't necessarily for you to have more fun. So have some fun. Have some fun. You know, this will figure itself out. You know, the moon, of course, major arcana, connect higher power. That helps to find those hidden things. Okay? And like I said, it's not so much that it's yours. So it could be a past childhood trauma. It could just be any type of trauma that was not necessarily that you did. You know, it could be that what was visited to you. But then it's like a release. So there is a release this weekend. Potential of release. Here we go. Let's see what we have for John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. Heartache and loss. So we have a 1833. This is that 3 of air energy, 3 of swords, that icky one with the, you know, the heart and everything. No, let's not look at this. This is something, even though this is a wonderful release, it's not always easy to do this soul searching. It's not always easy to, face some of the things, and it's not always easy to forgive. So this has, to me, I am picking up a lot of, there's forgiveness here. There's a lot of releasing here, because I talked about the releasing. And remember, when I talk about the 3 of air, 3 of swords, there's a lot of releasing the past, not letting it, I never try to diminish the pain or the suffering. It's just that I want you to, I would like you, my Aquariuses, to not have this hold on to you and make your choices for you. Okay? So there is a lot of release happening. Potential. Okay? So let's see. So even though it's the heartache and loss, and it's like, oh, please put that back. I really feel like there's a sense of, okay, I face it. It hurts. Now, you no longer control my future. Okay? So let's see what we've got here. Yeah, everybody's had some really interesting, deep stuff this weekend. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. What crystal or energy would be helpful for my Aquariuses? Azurite. That hasn't popped up for a while that I remember. It's all about divine guidance, which would be very helpful. Stillness. Really, really good. New connections. Astral travel. The astral travel is kind of, to me, it's like, it's again visiting whatever it was in the past. So, but don't stay there. Do not stay in that past. Remember, you stay in the past leads to depression. Stay in the future or worry about the future leads to anxiety. You are where you are supposed to be right now. Okay, so interesting stuff. It does look real positive. That Queen of Earth does ground you, and it does show that there is so much potential. There is relationship energy with the Queen of Earth. Also, the 3 of water, very celebratory. Love that energy. The moon, you just kind of have to dig deep a little bit. Okay. Anyway, my Aquariuses, take a moment, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell for notifications. As always, my wonderful Aquariuses, know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.